What's up, guys? We are here back on the form of the Supra. We've been jumping around segments quite a bit just because there's so many things that we're either waiting on, so we're kind of doing multiple projects on the car at the same time. But we're gonna tie in the exhaust and header all into this one episode. So Dom did these headers a little while back, the Inconel. Everything came out absolutely phenomenal. Dom crushed it. We did not get a ton of filming done on this. I have a couple clips that we're gonna show you, but we do have all of the cutting, welding, and amazing fabrication work that Dom did on the full titanium exhaust system from the collector's back. So we're gonna show you guys how awesome it came out with a dual side exit exhaust. Check it out. It's header time, boys. It was extremely difficult to try to get Inconel tubing bends here in the States. There's one company down in Charlotte that will do it, but it was a little on the pricier side, so we opted for somebody else overseas. I dealt with 2 or 3 other companies that said that they did Inconel, but when I called them to get bends and just get pricing, they said that they actually did not want to even do any Inconel tubing. They only want to do stainless. So we went through like 3 or 4 places before I finally found one overseas, and that's called Good Fab in the UK. They deal with Inconel tubing specifically, so they were super awesome to work with, super easy to work with. They got the order process and started making the tube and actually roll the tubing, weld the seam, and do the bends all in-house. So they're kind of a one-stop shop for Inconel, which is pretty dope. And they got it dialed in pretty quick. Obviously, the only issue with ordering overseas is just having to go through customs, which took a little bit longer, but since they processed the order pretty quickly and got it dialed, it wasn't that long of a wait time. So Dom's been cranking on this thing the last few days, got these all tacked up, do some finish welding after it's all kind of fitted, 3D printed Inconel collector. So everything's finally dialed and they're coming together, and Dom is just cranking. Update, guys, Dom is almost done with the driver's side, which was the harder side to do, and it is looking wild. Here we go, guys. Dom is done designing the driver's side of the headers with the Inconel using the ice engine blocks, and it came out awesome, dude. Clearance on a steering shaft is really good. Some of the tubing is very close to other tubing, but overall it is right on the money. So we have plenty of room in here to run our hard line for the oil feed off the oil tank. That's a full 11 plus feet of tube all in this one corner here with about 7 inches between the frame rails and the valve cover, and a steering shaft going through, and accessories on the side of the engine. So right now he is on to designing a twin or a mirrored setup, but it's a little bit easier just because there's less accessories, no steering shaft, so it's going to be a little bit different. And also the firing order on this side is different than the driver's side. So it will be a little bit, but he's trying to make it as unison as possible. All right, Dom's got the header, the twin one designed. Different firing order on this side, so slightly different, but try to retain a lot of the same style. Now it's time to pull it back out, get it back on the bench, finish her up. All right, so the motor is back out of the car, and you can see the glorious header that Dom made here on the driver's side. He is obviously now working on the passenger side. He got 2 tubes finished into the collector, so now it was enough to be able to take it back out of the car. And now he can start making transitioning the ice engine work blocks to Inconel. So Dom did his best job to create some symmetry between the passenger and driver side. Vibrant tie, 3-inch, straight tube, 90s, 45s, filler rod, V-bands. We pretty much got it all. So big Big thank you to Vibrant for coming on board and supplying all of the product we're going to be using to make the exhaust system for the Formula Supra. It's all going to be titanium from the header back. And Dom's got a really cool idea of what he wants to do, which I'm pumped on. So let's see how it turns out. So we're going to do a side exit exhaust right after the X pipe coming out each side, which we think is going to look dope. Coming right out of the side skirt. So the side skirt has a little like kind of indent. It kind of swoops back in to let air come across the rear tire, which is probably not good for time attack or any kind of road racing lap time situation. So we are going to kind of fill that area with the exhaust tips coming out on each side and a little bit of like an arrow piece to kind of help shield that a little bit more. So more for cool factor than it is for anything else. We could just exit it out the back, but we also don't want to run the exhaust really out the back and interfere with any sort of diffuser setup that we can run. So we're hoping to gain as much advantage on the diffuser setup as possible. So we kind of want to do side exit the whole time, but we're going to have to chop a lot out of the chassis. Well, looks like a little bit, but it's like a jack point, so there's a lot of structural stuff right there. It's gonna be fine, but just might be a little bit tricky getting it all out. Getting ready to finish weld this portion of the Vibrant Performance tie exhaust. X pipe's already done, and Dom did a sick job, as you can imagine. Came out sweet. And then after that, we can finish the rest. We got the rest of our pie cuts, and I'll walk you guys through kind of the design that Dom came up with for the car. We both think it's gonna look sick. It's gonna be nice, tucked up, super high, and I'll show you guys that here in a bit. But first, Dom's gonna crush this. So this is the game plan. Exit each side of the car, exhaust. Dom's got a good game plan. I think it's gonna turn out dope. And it keeps the exhaust nice and high. That gives us more room for the diffuser to lay like flat body, so there'll be like kind of no interference from the exhaust. A little bit of a pro there, as well as the exhaust being shorter in length. Free up a little bit of weight, but it's titanium, so you're not really saving that much. And I think overall it's just gonna look sick. Hopefully we get fire out of both sides on some downshifts. If that happens, then I will be extremely pumped. X pipe right here, back to a dual, and then one's gonna go out this way, this side, going back out here. So it's gonna be able to run right across this nice and high. This is where we trimmed out all the body, and then Dom's gonna hole saw the side skirt, and it's gonna transition from a 3-inch to a 3.5 inch. But Dom has absolutely crushed it so far. Really pumped on the slip fit with the Vibrant Performance titanium. Nice spring setup. Here we go, boys, getting closer. Transition point coming up. Dom's making an little exhaust hanger right here for each side. Dom's working on installing the tubes we're using for the pin stands that we're gonna make at a later time. But right now, I just 1.25" 095 chromoly going into the chassis. So it's the stands are those triangular shaped ones that you see a lot of the rally cars use, and other forms of racing as well. But rally, I think, is the most common that you see that. And we figure we might as well do it while we can. And we're gonna have some pin stands on this baby. So the pin lugs are in, fully welded, trimmed. Dom cleaned these up really nice. Now it's time to make the stand. So we got more 1-inch solid bar. It's gonna get cut down to size now. And then we have 1.25". I forget if we got 120 or, actually I think we got 0.65. 1.25" to make the pin stands out of, which we're gonna bend up tonight and probably have all 4 of them done by the end of the night. So let's get to it, boys. We got a lot to do. I just notched these bad boys, and Dom told me they're perfect. First time I ever heard that one. Koozie heard it. Pin stands, baby. Freaking A. Really outdid yourself this time, Dom.